Hello everybody, here's an update on the euro-dollar chart. Some interesting things have happened. Just to recap, so we had after this momentum move higher, which is supposed to be a long-term change in trend into an uptrend, right? Very early uptrend, the first uptrend move basically. So we had this situation on the weekly of being overextended from the moving averages, and we have kind of touched here the lower part of the target area that starts around the big number 2000. So here we had some really nice rejection bars, and we got a pullback, right? But the pullback took really time. We can see it now if you zoom in here on the daily. You can see how there was a sideways consolidation, and then finally it broke lower out of this sideways consolidation, but it didn't break to the target area, right, which is down here at the 115 level, which would nicely cluster with this important support, which is the prayer entry level here on the weekly chart. Well, it didn't go far, right? So we should have expected some stop run move here on this lower side, and we could see that better actually on the 240. Here we had really some nice stop run levels clustered down here, and well, we got some activity, right? But we didn't get a big 240 minute bar. That's what I would have expected for a stop run, a big red bar. Well, that didn't come in. Well, quite the opposite. We came back into this sideways range, and now we are testing again the 200 here. So that's a test of resistance and this overall pullback down, and the bulls are pretty strong, right? So resistance at the 200, bouncing back, finding support at 8. So it's kind of playing out between 200 and 8. Price is getting squeezed, and it looks pretty bullish. So we have to see how that turns out. And in order to get a better idea, well, we can always zoom in, right? Like go to a time frame lower. So here the 60-minute. Again, here we had a test of the 200 earlier, and I talked about that, I think, with during my last update. We can see how it how it bounced, like it spiked through, then it bounced and found actually support. So that's another sign of strength for the bulls. So now here what we have is a consolidation pattern, and it respects the 21. So this well, if I see this, well, obviously I want to see the 15-minute chart, and it's this. Well, it's an S1 type of pattern, and the best line I can find is actually here. Well, it's not a good line. Well, let's see if we can put it slightly lower, or maybe here. Yeah, I think this is better. Well, it's not a good pattern, right? It's not tradable, so it's below quality. It doesn't mean that it's not going to work out well, because what we have, well, we have the momentum move. We've got a pattern, and we're basically in an uptrend, right here for regarding TC1 and TC2. And on the daily, well, we've got another S1 type of pattern. We've got this breakout, and we're about to re-break here this important line. So let's have a look. So this line is slightly, and let's just bring in here the big number. So here's the big number, the 180. We can see it on the 240 how price is finding a resistance here, and it might punch through. So slightly above is the green line, which is kind of the flat line of this S1 type of pattern. Again, this one is not of good quality, and it's not tradable. Right? Why is it not tradable? Well, the rules are not fulfilled, right? We don't see we don't see a clear touch of 21. So in order for this to be traded, I would actually like to see this, and yeah, the touches are not precise either. We've got a lot of price activity beyond the pattern. Well, just because we cannot trade it due to quality, it doesn't mean that it's not going to start to run. So I always have to have that in the back of my mind, and that could actually have been it, this pullback, right? This pullback is very shallow. It doesn't even come to the 21. Well, if you look at the monthly, well, we're still we don't have a touch yet, not even of 8. But we are no longer that much overextended as before. Well, the new month has opened up, October, just a couple of days now. Well, with the new month, we get a new bar, and with the new bar, well, the moving averages are catching up. They're going higher, right? So now it doesn't look like that extremely overextended as it has looked before. So we have to consider now that this is going to start running, right? Let's just draw the line. So if the bulls are really strong and confident, they might make a momentum move breaking to a new high. Well, this would actually be a great signal here. Well, this would confirm in a big way this early uptrend, because what comes next? Well, if this is the momentum move in the daily, we can project the momentum move higher. But then we would actually see a break of this line. And this line is basically another pattern here on the monthly chart. So it's basically clustered. We've got a pattern within a pattern within a pattern right now. So it's a very interesting charting situation. And we have to see how strong the bulls are. It's quite astonishingly, because they are very strong, like the bears are weak. They were not able to push price lower, not even to the 21 moving average. That would have been my minimum pullback. The bulls are strong, right? They're pushing against resistance and show strength. But what we need to see now in order to make this scenario plausible or possible is that, first the bulls need to break this 200 resistance, then they have to break this flatline resistance, we'll see this here in this pattern, right? If we actually start to run and break the 118 big number, which is currently finding resistance here, right? So it's really interesting. Well, how this could turn out as well is that we had this pullback down, then we get this drop down, and then we get a pullback up. It finds resistance here at this line, and then we actually see a new low towards a healthy. I would still think this should be a healthy pullback. That we actually see a pullback, a pullback down here. And let's see. Well, let's take this out for the time, or let's move it here. Let's see how things turn out. It can go both ways, right? To me it's fine. Like as we see here, a definite. Joseph has asked me, I think it was Joseph who had asked me, how do I take decisions on higher time frames, like investment decisions? So I've already taken an investment decision here to go long the euro against the dollar. So I sold all my US dollar positions. And should this trigger an entry, I might wait a little bit longer for the first stop run to be taken out. So should this start to develop momentum, well, that would be for me then the sign, okay, to add another position long into this early uptrend with basically my stop down here, right? So although it might not be a good trade idea, it might be still a good idea to go to open a second position for a long-term investment idea. Why? Well, there's a pattern. Well, at least there is a pattern, and there's a great level here for the stop. So that's a little low risk idea, especially if you thinking about an investment where would the target be? So with an investment, I'm thinking years ahead. So basically, an investment. Well, I want this to trigger. Well, if it triggers, well, we're looking for targets up here, and with the stop, you can see it here. If we enter and the stop is at this red wick low, that's still a super low risk idea, and I'm fine to put more discretion on these investment decisions. All right, thank you.